One of the main reasons I fell in love with videography was its ability to help us travel back in time to that specific moment. My dad always had his Sony camcorder with him, and I loved looking back at the footage when I was younger and still appreciate them to this day. Now, whenever I'm on vacation, I bring a camera with me and craft together something that the whole family can enjoy. Today, I wanted to give you guys some tips on how you can do the same. When it comes to gear, I think the best thing is to go with what you're most likely to use. So that's probably going to be your phone because it's going to be with you no matter what. And when I first started filming my vacations and stuff, I got really excited and I would bring like multiple cameras, multiple lenses, and in the end I would get overwhelmed and I end up not filming at all. So I think before you get overwhelmed, just bring your phone and try to film on that first and see how you feel about it before you want to purchase any cameras or accessories. And once you feel like you're confident and you're like, okay, I really do want to film my family vacations, then maybe you can get something like the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, the Insta360 Go Ultra, or any other pocket camera. And if you want to go even further, I use something like the Sony a7S III. I think it's really important to just stick with one lens if possible because you're on family vacation. Like, you don't want to be taking the time to like switch lenses and focus too much on the filming aspect. Like, you want to make sure you're enjoying your vacation too. So stick to one lens if possible. And then you can bring a travel tripod if you want. I use the one from Ulanzi. I also have their table tripod. It kind of depends how extreme you want to go with the filming. I think, again, you can just get your phone and like a mocked phone case or something if you want to go very minimal. And if you want to go more extreme, you can bring a tripod and a full-on mirrorless camera or something. And also, before you get into this whole filming your family vacation thing, I would really ask myself, like, do you even want to film your family vacations? Because I don't think it's for everyone, because it does take a little extra work to like bring a camera and to film and to take the moment to film these moments and to edit it after. So, for me, I think I do like a cost benefit analysis, and it's like, it's gonna cost me a little bit of time in the moment to set up my camera and to get these shots, and I might be like not fully living in the moment kind of thing, but it's worth it because I love to edit it together, and then a couple years later we'll watch it together as a family again, and we can actually have footage to look back on and we're like, oh, we look so different, or like, oh, remember this vacation, it was so fun, and that makes it worth it for me. So do the cost benefit analysis yourself, because you might do it and you might feel like, you know what, maybe it's not for me, and that's okay too. Like, no one's forcing you to do it, but you don't want to be like unhappy doing this thing. So how do you figure out what you should film? I think you should ask yourself, what is the reason why I'm creating this to begin with? If it's just like documenting the moment, then you're gonna film a certain way. If it's to capture your thoughts during this time period and you want to do some sort of voiceover, that's like a different thing. And if you want to post it online, that might be a completely different style too. So just ask yourself what your reason is, and that might help you decide what kind of shots you should get. But regardless of style, I think these are some shots you should definitely get. The first one being the establishing shot. Usually if you're on some sort of family vacation or outing, the location is a character in itself. So try to get some sort of wide shot of the space, maybe some little details to remember this location. And then you want some sort of action shot. So I think you can go two ways with this. One is like the very active filming where you're holding the camera and you're just documenting what's happening in front of you. So whether you're filming yourself or you're filming your family members, doing whatever activity that you're doing. And the other way you can film it is you can just place the camera down. I kind of like this style because it's like a video version of like taking a picture when you're on vacation. So I like to set it down and just like maybe walk into the scene. Sometimes if it's like focus on the scenery, I'll just like pose looking out at the scene. Or if I want to remember like our face and like what we look like, especially when it comes to family, then I'll have us all pose and look at the camera. Because if you just get scenery, I feel like there's no point to making a family vacation video, The whole point of making this family vacation video is to be able to look back on yourselves and like seeing your parents or seeing your kids and what they were in that moment of time. So I think this one is worth getting. The next thing is B-roll. So this is like just little insert shots that you can use in editing, because if you're doing like a talking portion or you're just filming a bunch of stuff, like it might not edit well. well. But if you shoot a lot of b-roll, you can overlay that on top and it'll be handy in the editing room. So when it comes to like maybe an eating scene where you're at a restaurant, then what I usually do is I'll film like one shot of the location, and then when the food comes out, I get one shot of the food, and I'll get one shot of me eating, one shot of maybe Jack eating, and then I'll put the camera away. So you can actually enjoy the meal after, but you also get all the shots you want like in the beginning. And you can use this method for any activity or anything where you go and maybe just like film a bunch of stuff in the beginning, like location, maybe a little shot of you, maybe a little shot of your family members, whatever activity. And then I like to put the camera away, and that kind of helps me like balance filming and getting the shots that I want and actually like being in the moment as well. Some additional shots you can get is like vlogging portions where you're talking to the camera. This is very useful if you're going to post it on YouTube, but it's also useful if you're like just trying to weave some sort of story, so it's not just a bunch of b-roll and you have something to work with. So in the beginning I used to film everything and I would have so much footage, and then once I'm editing I'm like, oh, I don't need a lot of this footage, and I wasted all that time while I was on vacation filming. But then the more you get used to it, the more you edit your own videos, the more you'll start to figure out like, okay, this is a moment that I don't have to capture. I can just put my camera away and I'll be fine. Find that balance. It's all like dependent on what kind of video you want to make. So in order to do that, you just have to edit. For the past year, I've been really trying to focus on making these type of filmmaking tutorials for you guys, but I still get like imposter syndrome sometimes because I feel like I'm not super duper pro level cinematographer or anything. And especially when it comes to storytelling, it's like a constant work in progress. This art of storytelling is something I really want to work on this year. So I've been exploring some classes on Skillshare to help sharpen up my skills and to get me more motivated to create for 2026. Skillshare has creative classes taught by amazing world-class creatives like professional illustrators, renowned graphic designers, and successful entrepreneurs. The platform is designed to help you build creativity into your life by learning directly from real, super talented, and successful creatives. I just finished the Storytelling Masterclass for Video Creators by Eddie Liang to get some insight on how to be a better storyteller. It was actually really good. I learned a lot and it was pretty easy to follow since they're all short and digestible videos. One big takeaway from the course that I need to practice this year is the pacing in the way I talk. One of the things that Eddie mentioned is that if you really want people to listen, you should change the pace of your talking and pause when needed. So I really want to work on that. If you want to try and take his class or explore all the other cool classes they have, the first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So get started today. Okay, so once you're back from your vacation and you have all this footage, you have to edit it. So I use DaVinci Resolve to edit. It's just what I prefer, but you can use CapCut on your phone, you can use Adobe Premiere, you can use any editing software that you prefer. And the two ways that I often find myself editing these type of family vacation is like, one is chronological, so it's just like basically from beginning to end, you know, what the whole family vacation is like. And the other method is the voiceover method. So I might like look at all the footage and kind of think about where my headspace was in that moment, and I might record some sort of voiceover to help, you know, move the story forward. I think the chronological way is much more easier, but the voiceover version might serve as a time capsule of what you were feeling in that moment. So I also really like that style. Another fun way to spice things up is to add graphics. So for example, in my Okinawa vlog, it was like a very fun family trip and I was in Japan for a while, so I was influenced by the Japanese television and I wanted to add some like fun text that kind of resembles that type of editing. So I used Canva to make these graphics, and I think it was a really fun way to just add a little bit more character and quirkiness to these videos. A really easy way that you can edit your video together is by finding a really good song that matches the vibe of your vacation. I get all my songs from MusicBed because I post my videos on YouTube, so I need it to be royalty-free music. But if you're just putting together a family vacation video and you're just gonna share it privately, then I think you're allowed to use any song because that's not for commercial use. I'm not too sure, but I think. Don't quote me on that, but If not, you can just find any royalty-free music online, or you can get a subscription if you want to. But yeah, if you have some sort of song that you can like just put the song and then layer the b-roll on top, add some fun text, then that's like your vacation video, kind of like a slideshow. That's like one simple way that you can start documenting and putting together your family vacations, because I feel like even if you shoot everything on your phone, it's kind of all over the place. But if you can put it together and craft it into something, export it, and then have like a complete video, then it's like easy to share, easy to look back on. It's like creating a photo album, you know? When it comes to storing your footage, what I do is I bring like a 1TB SSD with me when I'm traveling, and I also have my laptop. So I'll be backing up the footage throughout my vacation since I tend to film a lot. And then when I come back home, I'll back it up on 2 different drives just to have it. And then once I'm ready to work on the project, I'll work off of the SSD, and then I will export the project along with like all the music and graphics that I use, and then I'll back that up on the big drive as well. And then for the finished product, you can upload it to YouTube, either live or unlisted, like a private link, or you can upload it to Dropbox or Google Drive for you to share with your family members. Okay, I think that's all the tips I have for you today. I hope you're able to create something for you and your family. It really is worth it if you get the hang of it. Just like start with what you have to practice, you know. I'm sure you have a bunch of iPhone footage already. Just like practice on that and put some text over and export it and see what it looks like. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. Remember, it's your family vacation video. You make up the rules and you make whatever you want to make. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll try my best to answer it. And I do have a bunch of other video tutorials on my channel if you want to take a look. But I think that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I see you soon. Okay, bye!